Welcome. Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga, Anatomy Physiology Day 1, Morning Asana Practice. Good morning, and I am grateful you are here. Thank you for choosing Ecstatic Yoga Online Teacher Training. We are going to begin with our morning asana practice. We're going to be doing a sun salutation and then going down onto the floor for some floor exercises and postures. Welcome. We're going to begin on our mats. I'm going to take my socks off. And remember to take your socks off so nobody slides or slips on their mats. The morning asana practice throughout the yoga teacher training is for you. It is for you to get into the habit of a morning asana practice. We do morning asana practice and morning meditation and pranayama. So this time is for you to soak in the energies of the postures, the energies of yoga, becoming one with your own being and your own self. So we're going to begin with a nice morning sun salutation. I'm going to invite you to come to the front of your mat. And the first thing we're going to do at the front of our mats is we're going to set our foundation. So bringing your feet down into the floor, grounding those feet into the earth, and taking a moment to kind of go back and forth till you find your center of gravity. And from this place, I invite you to close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath or two into the lower belly. And honor yourself for loving yourself enough to better yourself. Advance yourself. Engage in this practice and this teacher training so that you can share your energy and your love and your light with others and contribute to peace and oneness for yourself, for others, and the planet. And I invite you to take a moment to go inside and create an intention for this practice. It may be for the teacher training, for your life, for this week. Take this moment now to go in and set that intention before we begin the practice. Remembering to always create your intention in the positive and the present. And coming back and opening your eyes, we're going to begin with our sun salutation. With ecstatic yoga, we use the bandhas with all our practices. And so I'll review the bandhas real quick. You've probably had a review of them already. Mula Bandha is our Kegels, our perineum. It's the muscle you use when you're urinating and you stop that flow of urination. We're going to engage it ever so gently. It locks the energy in. Bandhas are energy locks. So as we're increasing the energy in our body, we're building the energy in our body, we're bringing the prana and the life force up in our body. It's not leaking out through these 3 bandhas. The second bandha is Uddiyana Bandha. We bring the belly in and up. We still breathe, but we just bring it in and up a little bit. You might even feel when you do that the tailbone tucks under a tiny bit. Brings us into alignment, and it seals that lock so that energy doesn't seek out through our Uddiyana Bandha. And the last one is our Jarandala Bandha. And this we bring the chin in just a little bit. It's parallel to the floor, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. So I invite you to hold all 3 bandhas throughout the practice. I'll be reminding you We'll engage them, we'll forget a little, and then I'll remind you and we'll re-engage throughout the entire practice. So if you've let them disengage, it's okay, we all do. We're just going to re-engage them throughout the practice so that we are getting the highest benefit energetically in our body as we go through this practice. I invite you to stand at the front of your mat, feet hip-width apart. And we're going to begin to move into a beautiful sun salutation. So I invite you to go into it. We're in a mountain. We're going to go into an extended mountain. We're going to bring our arms up. And let's go into a little back bend. Reaching up, opening the chest, opening up the heart, and inhaling here. And then gently as you exhale, bringing the arms way out, big angel wings. Stick that tailbone out and let's hinge down at the hips. Hinging at the hips. And then, when you get far enough, we're going to round the spine in the back, and the head's coming in towards the knees. You can bring the thumbs down near the little toes. If you need a block, you can always do that. If you need a block, and it's always okay to bend the knees a little bit. So if you need to bend those knees a little bit to get the thumbs down to the little toes, beside the little toes, that's okay too. And release and relax the forehead, the head, shaking it maybe yes and no, ever so gently, always honoring your body. We're in forward fold. Taking a nice deep breath here. And lifting the head and lifting the heart just a little bit. We're going to take that right leg back behind us. And we're in a sun salutation, so we're going to go into a high lunge so the feet will be parallel to one another. The front knee is right over the ankle, and we're going to come up into a nice high lunge for ourselves. We can take those hips and square them. The right hip might need to come a little further to be square. I invite you to engage those bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jarandala Bandha. And we'll go into this beautiful high lunge, and let's take a couple breaths with the bandhas engaged. Facing forward. The knee can be a little behind the ankle, but never forward. It puts some stress on that knee. Your next inhale, reaching way up a little higher. And on the exhale, we're going to go right into down dog. So exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. We're going to take that front left leg back to meet into a nice down dog. In our down dog, our tailbone is going to be lifting up towards the ceiling. The thighs are coming back a little bit. Heels can drop down towards the mat, and we're going to relax and release the head. Engage those bandhas, and let's breathe. A few breaths here. On your next inhale, we're going to shift into a nice plank position. Sometimes I need to bring my feet back a little bit. Go into a nice plank position. And if you'd like to, you can drop your knees down. Remembering, you can always, if needed, go into a child's posture at any time if you need to rest. We're in our plank position, strengthening our arms. We're going to move into chaturanga, into a nice chaturanga and up dog. So bending the elbows, coming down nice and slow. And just before you come to the mat, we're going to shift forward. Roll those feet forward so you're on the backs of your feet, coming up into your up dog. Chest is open, heart is open. And breathe. Engage the bandhas and breathe. On your next exhale, curling those toes under and going right back into your down dog. You might need to shift that foundation. Tailbone lifting up. Heels coming down. Head is looking in towards the thighs and the knees and relaxing the head. And let's breathe. Engage those bandhas. On your next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart, walking that right leg up. You can take as many steps as you need. You can walk it up, step it up, hop it up, back between the hands. And we're going to move into lunge again. So we're going to come up. You can come up to your knee. Both feet are parallel. Have that knee right above the ankle or a little behind. And we're going to take those hips and square them a little bit. Left hip is coming a little forward now. Bring those arms all the way up. And let's breathe. Engage those bandhas. On the next inhale, reaching those hands up a little higher. On your exhale, we're going to bring those arms out to the sides and down to the mat by the foot. And we're going to bring that back foot up to meet the front into a nice forward fold again. Thumbs are next to the little toes. You can bend the knees as much as needed. Release and relax the head, the neck. Gentle shaking. Engage that Mula Bandha especially right now. And let's breathe. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the head and the heart to protect that lower back. We're going to bring the arms way out to protect the lower back. Hinging up on our hips, coming all the way up. We get up to the front of the mat. I'm just going to shut this door here. It's cold air coming in. You get up to the front of your mat. We're going to bring those arms up. We're going to do a little side-to-side stretch. We're going to go into a sun salutation with some variations. So bringing those arms to either side, clasping them at the top, and just opening up the side body, and breathe. And moving over to the other side, show you what it looks like this way. We're not collapsing in. We're not collapsing in to our chest, but we're just opening up this side body. And breathe. Engage those bandhas. And then coming up to a neutral position, we're going to go into a little back bend again. Inhaling, opening the heart. And as we exhale, bring those giant angel wings down over to the side. Hinge at the hips, stick that tailbone out, hinging down, hinging down. This protects your lower back. And eventually you're going to round the spine and bring the hands down so the thumbs are resting next to the little toes on your mat. And we're in forward fold now. So again, relaxing and releasing the head. You can take your arms and grab your elbows if you want a little bit more stretch, and breathe. Beautiful. Bring the hands down to the mat if you are on your elbows, and let's take that right leg back behind us, and we're going to drop the knee down, and we're going to move into some lunge rocks. And I invite you to, you can keep the tongue on the roof of your mouth for Jarandala Bandha, and engage that Mula Bandha. And breathe as you rock back and forth. So we're gonna rock back first as we extend that front leg. Feel a nice stretch on the back of the calves, the hamstrings, and we're going to flex and extend that front foot. Feel those metacarpals stretching and moving, feeling some sensation and enjoying those sensations. We're going to lunge forward now, opening up the hips, the pelvic area, and just moving around, feeling how best it feels for you to open up. And we're going to rock back, straightening out the front leg. You can bring the head down, keeping the breath flowing, keeping the bandhas engaged. Again, if you'd like to flex and extend the front foot, enjoying and basking in all those beautiful sensations in your body. And I invite you now to enter into these lunge rocks, going back and forth at your own pace, bringing your awareness inside your body. How are you experiencing this in your body? What's going on inside? And really enjoying all the sensations and the aliveness that this posture is creating for you. Keep the breath flowing. Finding your own rhythm and your own pace. Beautiful job. And I invite you to come back to center. And we're going to bring that left leg back, and we're in a table posture now. So hands are both underneath your shoulders, both hands, and knees are underneath the hips. And we're going to move into our cat-cow now. We'll start with our cow. Sticking the tailbone out, arching the back, the belly will drop down a little, and we're going to lift the head and the heart. Inhaling into cow. And then as we exhale, we're going to go into cat. So you're going to take that tailbone and you're going to tuck it under, and you're going to round the back like a big Halloween cat or a rainbow. And breathe. Exhale. And moving into cow. Sticking the tailbone out. You feel that back arch. Inhale. And exhaling into cat. And going at your own pace now. Flexing and extending that spine. You may feel that Mula Bandha gently engage. And start to, you need to make any movements, variations here. Listening to your own body as you flow back and forth. And you might create some little movements and variations. You might even create some circles with your hips. Moving and flowing with the energy. And bring your awareness inward. into yourself, your inner being, your inner body, your inner energies. Stay connected as you move back and forth, enjoying the sensations, energetic, physical sensations that are flowing through your body. Keeping the breath flowing. Enjoying the practice. Beautiful job. Coming back to center. Beautiful job. It's still in our sun salutation. We're just adding some variations. So I'm going to invite you to do a little threading of the needle. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift up our right arm all the way up. Beautiful. And then we're going to take that right arm right through between our left arm and leg, opening up our shoulder. So we're going to bring it right through. And then coming down and resting on that shoulder. You can even bring the head down to the mat. And breathe. Resting the head and the shoulder on the mat. Gentle breathing. And then on your next inhale, reaching that arm back up. And bringing that arm down. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So reaching the left arm up. And then swooping that left arm right through. Threading the needle. Palm is up. Resting down on your shoulder and your head. Engaging that Mula Bandha. And breathe. And reaching that arm back up. Beautiful job. And bringing it down to our neutral position. Beautiful job. And now we're going to go into a little table balance. So I invite you to take the right arm up, pointing out towards the front, and the left leg going in opposite directions. The lines of energy are going opposite directions. And engage those bandhas and breathe. One last inhale, and as you exhale, releasing the arm and the hand down. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to take that left arm out and right leg out in a balancing table. And breathe. And when we're in a balance, it's nice to find a dristi, a point that's not moving, to anchor our concentration and our eyes on so we can gaze at the dristi and breathe. One more deep inhale in as you extend the arm and leg away from each other. And exhaling, bringing them down. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. And we're going to take those toes and we're going to curl them under. Bring them down on the mat and curl them under, pushing into the hands, lifting the knees, and coming all the way up into our down dog. We're still in sun salutation. We're just adding some variations for fun. And we're going to walk the dog. So we're going to bring one heel down to the mat as the opposite knee bends in just a little bit. And going side to side. Opposite knee down to the mat, opposite heel down to the mat, and knee bending in. And just pedaling and walking that dog, finding your own pace. Engaging that Mula Bandha and breathe. Relaxing the head. Finding your own rhythm and bringing your awareness into the body. And then coming back to neutral. Beautiful, beautiful job. And we're going to go into a plank position. You might want to extend your legs out a little further. You can be in a high plank, or you can bring your knees down and you can be in a low plank. Whichever works best for you and feels best for you. And the invitation is to do a few push-ups. If you do not want to do push-ups, you can just come down to the floor or stay in your your low lunge or high lunge plank. So stay in your lower high plank or come down to the floor. I'm going to do a few push-ups. This is to strengthen the arms, keep them strong and firm. And just listen and honor your body. When you're done your push-ups, we're just going to come all the way down to the mat. And coming all the way down to the mat, resting your head to one side, either side, and taking this moment to connect to the earth, the floor underneath you, the ground underneath you, the earth energy. And taking a moment in this earth energy to surrender to the earth and let go into the earth anything that is not serving your best interest. Let it go. Give it to the earth. Surrender it to the earth. And I invite you now to imagine your body as a sponge and soak up the earth energy, the healing energy of the earth. Soak up whatever your body may need that may nourish and serve your body's best and highest interest. You may soak up wisdom, nutrients, information, vitality. Soak up that energy now into your body. And thanking the earth for everything, your body, your home, your car, the air you breathe, the food you eat, the sun that creates plants and life force so that we can live this human life. And coming back to neutral, we're going to press that pelvis into the floor. That's our foundation in this posture. We're going to go into bird, or sometimes called airplane, bringing the arms out 30 degrees and pressing into the pelvis. On the next inhale, we're going to lift the legs and the arms, and we're going to fly like a bird or an airplane and breathe. Engage those bandhas and breathe. One more big inhale as you lift up a little higher and releasing down. Bringing the hands back under the shoulders. We're going to curl those toes under and we're going to push ourselves back into our down dog. You might need to adjust your foundation a little bit. Remember, tailbone is sticking way up towards the sky. Head is released down, looking towards your thighs. And heels drop down towards the floor. They may not touch, but they're coming in that direction. And I invite you to lift your right leg up. Beautiful. Bend that knee. And with both hands firmly planted onto the mat, just open up to that right side. Feel a nice opening of the hips. And breathe. And you may feel you want to do some circles, opening up that hip joint. And you might want to go the other direction, keeping the breath flowing, engaging especially that Mula Bandha in this posture. And then releasing that leg down. We're going to go over to the other side. Lifting that left leg up to the sky, bending that knee, and opening up to the left side body. Both hands firmly on the mat, and creating some circles if you like. Keeping the breath flowing. You may want to reverse directions. And bringing the leg down. Good job. And we're going to step or walk as many steps as you need to bring that right foot back up between the hands and drop that left knee down. And we're going to move into lunge rocks, lunging back. Flexing and extending that foot. Feeling all the sensations in the muscles of the legs. Keeping the breath flowing. And we're going to lunge forward. Feeling a nice opening of the hips and the pelvic area. Keeping the breath flowing. Engaging those bandhas. And continuing at your own pace, bringing all your attention inward and enjoying and noticing and basking in the beautiful sensations of this posture. And coming back to neutral. And I invite you to curl those back toes under, lifting that back leg up off the mat. And we're going to walk, skip, or jump that foot back. So we're in forward front, both feet between the hands, releasing the head, relaxing the head. You can bring your arms to your hands to your elbows for a little deeper stretch. And breathe. Engage those bandhas and breathe. I invite you to bring those hands to the shins, right below the knees. And we're going to extend the back, extend the spine so the head is extending out. Beautiful. Take a deep breath here. And release down. And on your next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart, arms way out to the sides, coming all the way up into your mountain. And we're going to do one more sun salutation to breath. Nice, long, elongated breaths. Do the best you can. If you need to take a couple breaths, that's okay too. So we're going to inhale into our back bend. And exhale, big angel wings coming out to the side, exhaling down into forward fold. Inhale, right leg back into a lunge. You can keep your hands down on the mat or you can take your hands up. And exhaling into down dog. Bringing the left leg back to meet the right into your down dog. Inhale, we're going to swoop up and go right into our up dog. No push-ups this time. Not even chaturanga. And then exhale back to down dog. Inhale, right leg up between the hands into lunge. And exhale down into forward fold, bringing the back leg up to meet the front. Inhale into mountain, lifting the head, lifting the heart, coming all the way back up. Bringing the hands together, bringing them down into Anjali Mudra, right in front of the heart. And I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. We're going to go into a little mini samadhi. Taking this time to feel your feet grounded into the earth. Feel your physical body. Taking a couple nice deep breaths. Feeling the prana and the energy that you've built up through this beautiful practice. And dive into the inner body. Pratyahara, noticing what's going on inside your body. You may feel the heart beating, energy flowing, moving, tingling, pulsating. I invite you now to bring your awareness to the third eye chakra, that point right between your eyebrows. Focusing on the third eye only, bringing all your awareness, all your attention to the third eye, single pointed focus. If you need a mantra to hold the mind's attention, focus on your awareness in your body at the third eye, and you can chant, I am. Releasing that concentration and allowing your mind to enter into fully expanded consciousness, conscious awareness, meditation. Pure conscious awareness. And allow that pure conscious state of awareness to naturally slip into samadhi, deep stillness and silence. Knowing yourself as everything, yet no one thing in particular. Everywhere, nowhere. And taking a nice deep breath into your belly. Gently opening your eyes, releasing the hands, releasing the legs. Beautiful job, beautiful job. I'm gonna check our time. Oh, wow. So we're gonna go down to the floor for a few minutes, go into some releases, and complete our practice for today. I love to go down to the floor in Yoga Mudra. That is honoring the heart, because when we go into our Yoga Mudra, the heart is the highest organ, and the heart is higher than the head. So we're honoring the heart above the mind, the ego, the thinking, lower mind. So I invite you to clasp the hands behind your back. You can open up and bring those shoulder blades together a little bit. We're going to hinge at the hips as we come down into our Yoga Mudra. And you can lift those arms up as high as feels comfortable for you. Releasing and relaxing the head. Engage that Mula Bandha. And let's breathe as we honor the heart. And release the hands, bring them down to the mat. And we're going to come down onto the mat, and we're going to come onto the mat, and we're going to lay down flat on our back. Beautiful. Let's see, maybe this is better. Some more this way. All right, beautiful. So we're going to go into some releases. We'll be doing a lot of these releases through the yoga teacher training. So be good to get very familiar with them. They're beautiful releases because they release and relax the hips, the lower back, so that when we go into Savasana, we can be very comfortable laying on the mat for a while, or if we're in a Samadhi or a Yoga Nidra, our lower back and hips are all released, and it makes for a much more comfortable, extended Yoga Nidra Samadhi practice. And we're just going to go into a short Savasana today. So coming down on your back, I want you to have both feet on the mat with the knees up. And we're going to start with our cat-cow on the floor. So we'll go into cow. Let's go into cow first. So we're going to stick the tailbone into the mat, arch the back up off the mat, and there may be some space between the mat and your lower back. If not, that's okay too. And then we're going to go into our cat as we tuck the tailbone under and we press the small of the back into the mat. We're going into flexion and extension as we lay on our back. Continue going back and forth into cat-cow at your own pace. Flexion and extension, feeling that lower back pressing into the mat and then arching up off the mat. Breathing, relaxing. You can relax the bandhas at this point. Bringing your awareness inside your body, connected deeply to the self, the inner being. Keeping the breath and the prana flowing. And now we're going to come back to a neutral position. And we're going to go into hip pointers. So we're going to take that, we're going to find your, right here, you're going to find the your pelvis, this right here, points of your body. And with the left butt cheek firmly planted on the mat, you're going to lift the right butt cheek just a little and point that pelvis up in an angle towards the ceiling. The right butt cheek lifts off just ever so slightly. You feel a little twist and then releasing it down. Beautiful job. We're going to go to the other side. Lifting that left hip just a little bit. The left pelvic. And releasing down. And just going side to side, hip pointers. Bringing your awareness into your body, to your inner being. These are nice and slow releases. They really should be called pelvic pointers. And finishing up on your last one, and then releasing and relaxing the back into a neutral position on the floor. And we're going to take those feet and let's walk them out to the wide edges of the mat. You can even have them off the mat a little. And we're going to drop one knee at a time into the center. Only to what feels comfortable for you and your body. Never forcing, never striving. Nice and slow. And going at your own pace. Dropping one knee, one leg down at a time. Very slowly. Feeling all the sensations. Keeping the breath flowing. Coming back to center, we're going to walk those feet back together. And I invite you to drop both legs, both feet, both knees over to the right side. Just drop them down, let them stack. Come up over onto your side a little bit. And then we're going to lift that top knee, that left leg and that left knee up. And we're going to bring it nice and slowly over to the left side. And once that leg reaches the left side, we're going to gently and slowly lift the right leg up and bring that over to meet the left. So both legs are again over to the left. And then lifting the right top leg up, nice and slowly bringing it back over to the right side. And allowing that left leg to follow and come over. So both legs are over onto the right. And continuing at your own pace. Nice, slow, gentle movements. Noticing sensation and bringing your awareness inside, in your body, to the inner being. Noticing the aliveness and the sensation as you move through this posture. And breathe. And gently and kindly coming back to a neutral position. And let's bring those knees into the chest. And hugging those knees a little bit, rocking around. Invite you to go into happy baby or any other posture that you'd like to go into and your body feels it might want or need. Happy baby, we just hold on to our toes and we just Wiggle around like a baby. Doing whatever feels good. And finishing up that last posture, coming into full Savasana. If you need to put a blanket on you or your socks back on, you can do that. And we're going to rest down onto the floor and allow our bodies to sink even deeper into the earth, into the mat. We're going to rest in silence as we allow all the systems of the body to relax, all the muscles and bones to relax and release deeper into the earth. We're going to allow this practice to integrate into the body in silence for a few moments. Gently coming back, bringing your awareness to your body and the room, beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, the hips, taking a moment to stretch out the body, whichever way feels good for you, as we come back to the body, this time and space. And I invite you to roll over to one side, either side, and bring your awareness to all the organs and the fluids and the systems of the body shifting. And notice how that feels inside. And gently and kindly bring yourself back up to a seated position. Beautiful job. And I invite you to take this moment to revisit that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. We will close this beautiful morning asana practice with a namaste. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this beautiful first day of our A&P, Anatomy Physiology immersion with ecstatic yoga. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day. Namaste.